and a very warm welcome to a very chilly Poynder Park. This afternoon we're here for the National League Division 1 clash between top of the table Kelso and third place Melrose. Once again, it's a crucial must-win game for both teams, as with just 6 points separating the top three and only 5 games to go before the end of the season, it really is a must-all for everyone here today. Now, to see what's happened, let's go to Stuart Cameron.
Well, this was a match which many had marked on their calendars weeks ago as being a game not to be missed, and it didn't disappoint either. The stand was packed with supporters from both sides, keen to soak up a Border Derby atmosphere, and in the opening 15 minutes there was plenty of action and entertainment, with Melrose getting the first points on the board. Securing possession deep in Kelso territory, the ball went out to winger Connor Spence, who still had work to do, but got over the try line to give Melrose a 5-0 lead. A couple of minutes later, Kelso retaliated with a Dwayne Patterson penalty from right in front of the posts. Melrose were already happy to throw the ball about, and as ever, they have a talented backline including Rolly Brett, Donald Crawford and Connor Spence. In this piece of play, Angus Roberts brought down Spence, but plenty of Melrose bodies on hand to recycle the ball and set up the next phase. The experienced Bruce Colvin had Tom Brown outside him to cross the gain line again, and when Struan Hutchison linked up with Jack Doby and then Ben McLean, gaps were beginning to open up in the Kelso defence. Will Ferry was involved in the next move, and when David Colvin dummied Cammy Brown, it created space for Harry McCoskey to run into, and he took the scoring pass to give Melrose their second try on just 11 minutes. It was a tricky conversion for David Colvin, but he was spot on with the kick, and at 12-3, a very good opening for Melrose. Playing into the strong wind, Kelso needed to get points on the board, and on the 15-minute mark, the breakthrough came. Bruce McNeill went route one, taking out Tom Brown. Then Andy Tate switched play to the right-hand side. Dwayne Patterson found space at the back and chipped the ball perfectly for Cammy Brown, who plucked the ball out of the air and beat McCoskey to the line. Patterson unlucky with the conversion, which struck the upright, but the gap had been reduced to 4 points. Kelso won a penalty just inside the Melrose half, and Bruce McNeill took it quickly and put Kelso in another strong attacking position. Some good handling as Kelso headed deeper into Melrose territory, but on this occasion it came to nothing, despite Keith Melbourne involved in the move. After this, Melrose had a period of sustained pressure, and it looked as if they'd get their third try. But Kelso's defence was solid, and eventually they were given a penalty, which relieved the pressure, and for Melrose, the chance was gone. Both sides were jumping on opposition errors, and when Bruce McNeill was given this opportunity to run at the Melrose defence, he didn't need a second invitation, but it remained 12-8 as the first half came to an end. Kelso began the second half the stronger and capitalised on this loose ball, which was hacked on by skipper Frankie Robson. Struan Hutchison got back to clean up, and Melrose won the penalty to give them some relief. But Kelso's tails were up, and there's nothing better than seeing a rampaging Keith Melbourne striding towards the goal line, but a tap tackle by Ben McLean brought the big man crashing down, and Melrose won the scrum as the ball went forward. Another mistake in the Melrose ranks gave Robson an opportunity to put Cammy Brown away, but this time Bruce Colvin defended, and another penalty went the way of Melrose as a result. Bruce McNeill, at 38 years of age, still knows how to create havoc in an opposition defence, and this time, after bouncing off McCoskey, he was brought down by Struan Hutchison. This time though, the penalty went the way of Kelso, and after securing the line out from the kick to touch, it was time for a trundle to the try line. And with backs and forwards all joining in, the Kelso juggernaut wasn't going to be stopped, and Kelso took the lead for the first time in the match with a try which was scored by Kevin Dryden. Dwayne Patterson's conversion was right on the money, and we were now looking at 15-12 with 10 minutes to go. There was still plenty of excitement and nervous moments as the game reached its conclusion. News had filtered through that Ayr in second place were winning with a try bonus at GHK, so points were vital for both sides. Melrose's best chance for a second half try was when Donald Crawford chipped through into the Kelso 22, but Liam Herdman had things under control at the back. There was drama with 78 minutes on the clock. Big Tom Brown powered into the Kelso defence and won a penalty, and David Colvin opted to go for 3 points to tie the scores, which he duly did with time running out. It looked like we were heading for a 15-all draw as the game restarted, but Will Owen had the ball ripped from him by Cammy Thompson and it went straight into the hands of Bruce McNeil. Struan Hutchison brought him down, but in the eyes of referee Rob McDowell he didn't roll away, and surely Patterson would slot the penalty to put Kelso back in front. Indeed he did, and we were looking at 18-15. Hutchison's restart crucially didn't go 10 metres, which gave Kelso a scrum on halfway and an exercise for them in keeping possession until the referee told them time was up. And when it was, Dwayne Patterson kicked the ball out, and in a dramatic contest it was Kelso who came away with the win by 18 points to 15, and they stay top of the table. But realistically, it would appear now that we're down to 2 teams going for promotion, Kelso and Ayr. Final score at Poynder Park was Kelso 18, Melrose 15.
They came out first 10 minutes and really took it to us, scored a couple of tries, just beating us round the corner. They were feisty and they were just really up for it, and I think from then on in we were just fighting a battle to get back in the game a wee bit.
Today was kind of cup final day for us. It was a win, all or nothing really, so it's disappointing, but in the huddle there at the end we came together, we understood, look, nothing changes from the way we conduct ourselves about the club. As players, as a squad, with the coaches, we obviously all get ourselves back down on Tuesday night. We've got the Border Cup final against Selkirk to look forward to and get ourselves up and ready for that. So it's again back into that one game at a time mentality.
In terms of the squad, you showed that experience just to get over the line.
Yeah, we probably did, but they're an experienced team as well, and they were giving it to us right at the end as well. It was quite a good battle, but you're probably right, that is probably where we came through at the end. But it was hard fought, definitely.
1-20 today, putting a solid effort. Just their small errors came into play. Kelso took advantage of that.
In the first half, you kind of had the upper hand on them. You were playing expansive rugby. You looked like you had their ticket. You certainly looked like you were stretching them, and you scored the 2 tries. At half time, did you feel you had enough of a gap to go on and win it, or was there a bit of apprehension with the wind and the conditions and the way that Kelso play?
It wasn't necessarily we ever thought we had a big gap or anything. It was just have a positive start, really. Try and learn from the positives that we had in the first half, like our solid defensive line, and then when we did get that ball shifted to width, just making the most of it and taking our chances when they came.
And obviously at the end you had a penalty just to square it, 15 points all. It made it, I'm assuming there was a belief there that if you get those points you can then get back down and put Kelso under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always tough when you're in these corners or that and you've got the option to line out, or you can go for the posts. It can go one or two ways, but no, we trusted one another, and the fact that if we go for this 3 to get to the draw, then we've got plenty of time left to either edge ahead if possible, but sadly it wasn't an option today.
You know, the game against Ayr will be completely different to those 2 games that you've faced against your border rivals.
Definitely. But that being said, we went up to Ayr and we found ourselves 12-14-0 down in the first 10-15 minutes as well, so that's something we need to address. It's we're not going to win every game when we go 10 or 12 points down, so it's definitely something we need to address.
So an 18-15 win for Kelso surely keeps them in contention for the top spot for this year. Sadly for Melrose though, that might be their dream over. Next week we're off to Mansfield Park for the semi-final playoff between Hawick and Mar. Hope you can join us then, but for now from Poynder Park, cheerio.